Hello everyone, welcome to this video in which we are going to discuss how to bring numbers to life with dynamic video infographics. My name is Ilinka. I am the business development here at Omniplex and I'm going to be guiding you through today's video. On the agenda today we have 3 points, namely the first one is how to use templates to create video infographics. And second point, we are going to be looking at using props to create video infographics. And last but not least, we are just going to create our own infographics from scratch, so completely custom. For today's video, in order to demonstrate these points above, I'm going to be using Vyond, which is an entirely cloud-based software, and which if you enjoy what you see today and you want to try it out by yourself, you can sign up for a 14-day free trial. And I absolutely do encourage you to do it in order to just test it firsthand and really see how easy to use and how many opportunities there are in it to just make your content really engaging and to really stand out. So I'm just going to do a new share so that we can move to Vyond so you can see it. So this is what Vyond looks like. As I mentioned before, it is entirely cloud-based, which means you do not have to download anything in order to use it, which should make your IT department very happy indeed. It also means that you only need an internet and a computer, and internet in order to access it. So you don't need to be at the same computer always, as the files are saved in the cloud and not locally. The one other great thing about Vyond is how easy it makes sharing and collaborating. So if I go on the left-hand side to the shared with you folder, I can see different projects that my colleagues have shared with me. So I can very quickly see who owns it, so who's created it, and just go and view it and provide feedback or ideas if required. So it's really easy to do it on the go as well. You don't have to be at your own computer. You can be anywhere really. So with that being said, let's dive straight into the first point of the agenda. So I'm going to open this project, which I have pre-populated slightly before just to make today's video a little bit easier. So as I said before, the first point on the agenda is using templates to create infographics. And you will quickly see that Vyond is absolutely fantastic when it comes to templates. So this is a blank scene. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to choose a template. So the first thing that you might quite easily notice is that Vyond has 3 different styles that you can create projects in. The first one is business friendly. Second one is called whiteboard animation. And as you can probably see, it is more black and white sort of visual. And the third one is contemporary. So as you can see, each style has different categories in which you can find templates. So for today's project, I'm going to be sticking to business friendly because we are creating charts. There you go. We can very quickly see charts are right here, very easy to access. So I'm going to click on it and see what's on offer. So as you can see, there are quite a number of them. There are 20 charts available to choose. And the one thing that you might want to see is how do they look like? Is there any animation, any effect to it before you actually choose it? And that's actually really easy to see. If you just slightly hover over, you will see the animation that different templates have. So for this one, you can see the title is just moving in, the chart area as well. If we move oops, too far. Something like this, for example, this is a lot more static, so it just appears. For today's video, I'm going to be looking at another quite static one, but I'm going to choose this one. So we have it loaded. Let's get to work. The fantastic thing about templates is that you are by no means constrained to, the way it looks right now. It doesn't have to end up like this. You can use this as a starting base and then customize it completely to your liking. So the first thing that I want to customize is obviously adding a title. So I noticed that this chart is looking at quarters. So let's go with a title, Quarterly Growth. I will need to expand this area to just this text box to make sure that it's all in one line. There you go, have it. And I'm going to give the subtitle Fiscal Year 2019. So that's done. As I said, it's very easy to customize. So for example, looking at the text, all you need to do is select the text box area, which is done now. And if you look on the right-hand side to the top, you can see the different options that you can apply to this. So I'm going to look, for example, at text settings. You can change the font if you don't want Lee Gothic. There are plenty of fonts to choose from. So let me just go with that. As you can see, this has become quite big. So what I'm going to do is just make it a bit slightly smaller because that's a bit too much. I'm going to expand this a bit more here. Okay, there you go. Sorry. So as you can see, there's lots of options that you can just customize your text with, as well as obviously the color. Maybe you want to make it more on brand, to look like your company. Very easy. Just go here. As you can see, it's very custom. You can literally choose your color here. So super easy. But now let's go to what is actually of interest to us, the chart area, because as you can see, Beyond has built something in, but which is obviously not reflective of our data. I haven't put any numbers in yet, right? So this will not be reflective of what I'm trying to show. So just as I was saying before, whenever you select an asset in the project, on the upper right-hand side area, you will see all the options you have and all the things that you can modify to it. So for example, the first thing that I want to modify is the data set, because whatever they have in now, it's not mine. So if I just go to chart data, you can see the ranges. So let me just go with, say, 20 here and 35 here. And there we go. Now I have a nice upward sloping chart, great growth in 2019, absolutely fantastic. If you want to change the color of the bar chart, just very easy, just click on this little squares just in front of the labels, and you can easily just customize that as well. And in the same way, you can type here if you want to change the labels for each bar chart, so that you can rename them according to whatever the data is that you're showing. You have another few options here, so you can choose to have your values show on top, just for easier understanding and easier context. You can add a legend, axis, and label, so everything. So this is how we change and customize the chart area. The one other thing that you can, well, it's not actually one, it's a lot of other things that you can customize, but the one thing that I'm thinking in this particular slide is that maybe you don't really like this background of a lot of money which seemed to be made out of gold in the background, so you want to get rid of it. Not a problem. Just select it, and you can easily just press backspace, which I could do, but you won't be able to see it, or you can just select delete, and it's gone. You don't have it anymore. So now you're left with just the background. But what if you don't like that either? What you can do is you can go up here again, right upper area, go in background, and just select something else. So as you can see, there are different backgrounds for each style. So let me just go for a different pattern here. There you go. You can always also select the color as well. So you can pretty much customize everything. Okay, so we have looked at the first point, which was using templates to create charts. Now let's move to the second one, which involves using props to create infographics. So I have a little slide that is just slightly prepared to just to put it into context. So the way to add charts in this in this project would be to go to chart over here, and we can see a few options that we can use. So because I've used already a ring chart for 2019, let's just stick to that and go with a ring chart for 2020. And there you have it. So this is going to very kindly help me align. There you go. Now I have aligned these charts. It's not aligned with the text though. There you go. But once again, we have this issue of how it needs to reflect our data. So again, we're going to go just chart data, say in 2020, done 85% of this product, easily done. As before, you can change the color of the actual sections of the ring chart from here. And then from here, you can select the text settings and the color, so of the percentages written there. So we've looked before at adding a background, but what if you don't want to use a background that's just templated from beyond? Maybe you want to create something that is just completely bespoke. So what we're going to do is we're going to look in the assets library. So as you can see, for each style that Beyond has, there are a number of assets, and there are quite a lot. And as always, they're categorized. So you can either just go and type here whatever you're looking for. But let's say just for this project's purpose, I'm going to look at adding some buildings. So I want to create a background that is made of buildings because I think they're quite pretty. So I'm going to add this building here, and what I'm going to do is send back. I'm going to add another one here. But this one's getting over the chart. I'm going to send this back as well. There you go. And so on and so forth. You can really easily just create your own background and just make it more exciting. Do not think you are constrained though to just use the Beyond assets, although I wouldn't call it constrained the fact that, you know, just for buildings and structures, you have 331 assets to use. So as you can see, it's quite a wide range of assets that you can use. But what you can always do is you can upload your own assets. So if you look here, you can upload images, you can upload audio file, you can upload a video file, or even you can upload your own font. If company has a bespoke one and you want to keep marketing team happy that you are own brand, you can just upload your company font and use that. So by all means, you are free to upload any kind of asset that you might want to use in your projects that will just make your project be on brand, be reflective of your company, of your culture, and transmit, whatever it is that you are trying to transmit, and just be very effective at it. So it's really easy to customize these templates a lot. So I think the fascinating thing for me is that you can get so much help by choosing a template, but then you can still make it your own. It doesn't mean that if 100 people use Beyond, all their projects end up looking the same? Absolutely not, because you can customize it to such an extent while still getting, that help and having the base there, just giving you the base to build on, so to say. Okay, so with that, we've gone through the second point on the agenda, which was creating props in order to create new infographics. And now we're going to move on to the last one, which involves creating completely custom charts. So as you can see, I've created already a small chart here to give us something to start with. But what I want to say is that I've literally just placed lines on the chart area. So for example, if I wanted to add another point for 2021, what I have to do is just copy this, paste it, and then just move it around. So I'll just spin it a little bit and add it right here. And there you go. We have a chart. The one thing that, I don't think looks that great is I think these lines are a bit too thin. So when we present them, it's not going to be as clear. So what I want to do is I want to change them. But obviously, I don't want to have to delete and then replace the line in the same place. So the thing that I can do is just quickly activate. Oh, sorry, let me just open the prop first. We're just going to activate the replace mode. So now I'm going to look here for a line. I'm going to search for a slightly thicker one. There you go, thicker line. Now I'm going to do the same for this and for this. And I'm just going to move it a bit to look. There you go. And it's just easy as that. So if you started creating this chart, you've placed obviously all of these lines in order to reflect your data points as well, because for me, it was a little bit easier that I'm just, imagining it. But if you actually have to respect data points, if you've already worked a lot to create a chart area and all of a sudden you realize that, maybe you're not happy with how the line looks, you like something thicker, thinner, maybe you want a dotted one, it's so easy. You just go to the replace mode and it will place the new line in the exact same place that it was before. So you don't have to worry about that. Right, so we've gone through how to create this very easy chart, I would say. The one thing that I'd like to show you to just make this a little bit more engaging is using effects. So I've already added some. So I'm just going to preview this for you to understand. So instead of having, this come in all at one time, so all the assets on this page just coming in at one time, at the same time, when I get to this point, let me just quickly preview it. You can see what I've done. There you go. So as you can see, you have the lines just entering one after the other, except the last one, which obviously because I copy and pasted, I don't have the right effect. So the way I've added this is by selecting the line. And if I look right here, you have enter effects, have exit effects, and then you have a motion path, which just means essentially you're going to have something a little bit more custom. And we're going to look at that in just a second. But starting with this line, so I've already added an enter effect for it. It's called wipe right. You have quite a big range of effects that you can choose from. So let me just go back to this. Okay. And you can see that I have not added any delay because it is the first line. So I wanted to start entering as soon as my video gets to this scene. And you can see that the duration of its entering, it's half a second. Now, if we look at the second line, because I don't want them all entering at the same time or overlapping or anything, What I have done is I have added a delay of half a second to this line to allow for the first one to finish entering. And again, I've given this effect a duration of half a second as well, so the same as the first one. Now the third one, which is just a copy, as you can see, the delay is still half a second, but that's not right because I already have 2 lines entering at half a second each. So what I want is I want a delay of 1 second before this starts entering, and again, a duration of half a second. So let's preview this again. And we are going to see if now they are aligned. Excellent. Now looks a lot better. Now let's take this a step further. So as you can see, I have added in this project a character, which should look like me. Hello. But the character is currently just kind of leaning there awkwardly, not doing anything. Let's make this a little bit more interesting and engaging. So as you can see, when I click the character, I already have the options of what I can do and what I can customize when it comes to this character. So one thing that I want to do today is I want to get her to speak. Because this being a chart, I want to add some explanation that is playing at the same time as the chart being shown. And what better way than have this character just say this explanation. So I'm going to add dialogue. And you can see here that the options are, you can just record it in your microphone. You can do text to speech, or you can upload an audio file. For today's video, I'm going to do text to speech. So I'm going to get her to say something really easy. This is the growth evolution between 2018 and 2021. Okay. You can see here the language is English. You have a lot more choices depending on what you've written your text in. So to help Beyond recognize the language, you can choose here whatever you've written in and select it. I'm going to stick with English because that's what I've typed it in. And the other thing you can choose is choose female or male voices and accents. So you can see there's quite a range of them. You can have a lot of fun just listening to how different they are. But let's say today I'm going to go with Emma from the United Kingdom because I am in the United Kingdom at the moment. So I'm just going to generate that. And now if we preview, the character should speak. Let's see. So you're not able to hear it just because I have not shared my computer sound, but you can see the mouth speaking. So she is actually saying everything that I have typed before. One other thing I want to do in order to just make this a little bit more exciting is I'm going to add another background. So because I've just used plain backgrounds all the time before, I'm going to go with an office for a change. So let's see. I quite like this one that has a nice view of the city. Might not be the best for how well you can see my data, but you know, I really like it. So let's say I'm just going to choose this office background just to make it a little bit more exciting. The other thing that I promised I was going to show you is are the motion paths. So let's say, for example, I want to get this to move, and I'm going to just take it out of the screen for a second and go over here to motion path and add a motion path. As you can see, you can choose quite a number of them, but I'm going to stick to a line for now, and I'm going for a diagonal one. So as you can see, this is now showing me the start and where it's going to end up. So I want it actually to end up being, you know, where a title would be. So I'm just going to get it here, and I'm going to start with, I'm going to take this out of the picture completely. So it's flying in from outside. I'm not going to give it any delay, and I'm going to let it last 2 seconds. So let's just preview that and see what it look like. There you go. So now you have quite custom entrance effect. So you can, as you could see when I was doing it, you can choose both the start and the ending point of the asset. So you can literally have them anywhere. There is another another thing that I want to show you today, and that is camera. So, for example, if you decide that there's kind of too much space, you want this maybe a little bit more focused, rather than showing the whole screen, what you're going to do is you're going to add a camera. So I can just make this a bit more focused, and let's see what's the effect of that. So as you can see, it will only focus on the area which you have selected. So as I said, maybe you think there's a little bit too much space around it. You don't think everything needs to come in on the screen, and you only want it to be focused on certain something. What you're going to do is you're just going to select the area that you want to be the focus and place the camera on it, and it will stay there. The other thing that you can do with a camera, and it's actually fun, you can add some movement. So for example, say you want your zoom to be on the chart area, because this is what's more interesting and what you want to be in focus. So what's going to happen is, with this big orange square is going to be the beginning point. So this is what's going to start with, and the yellow one is going to be what's going to end on. So what we're going to do is we're just going to say, oh, okay, I want this to be focusing on the chart area. So place my ending screen on the chart area, and let's preview that now. So as you can see, it's now focusing on the data, which I'm thinking it's my focal point in this particular project. And it's zooming in on it to make sure that's the focus, that's what you see. So this was all the work that I wanted to do on my project. We've now touched on all the 3 points. I did want to mention as well save. So if you are working on a project, Vion actually saves everything about every 30 seconds or so. So you're never at risk of losing too much of your work, if your computer decides to restart or anything unexpected happens, because your project's automatically saved. If not, you can regularly go and save it from here. But the one last point I wanted to touch is around how do you then go and use this video. Say you finished it, saved it, it's great. Now I want to download it and use it. What you're going to do is you're going to go over here, again, right hand side, top corner, going to go download. So you have a few options in how you want to download it. You can download it as an animated GIF, which is a fantastic way to add some movement to all your learning courses, for example. The one thing I would just remind you for GIFs is that there's no sound. So you're going to get the video and you're going to get all the animation, all the movement, but they'll have no sound. Or you can generate video in either HD or full HD. And that will just essentially download this file into your computer, and then you can go on and just use it as you need. So these are all the points that I wanted to mention to you today. I hope you found this useful. I'm just going to go back to this presentation just to leave you with the details and our contact. So if you have any questions you'd like to know more about training, you'd like to maybe do a training in which we can go more into how to use Beyond and how to make the most of it and use every single feature that it has, or Articulate for that matter, please do reach out. These are our contact details. Until then, thank you very much for listening to the video, and hope you found it useful. And if you did, and if you're interested in Beyond, as I mentioned before, please do go on and sign up for a 14-day free trial just to see for yourself that it is as easy to use as it looked in today's video. Thank you very much and have a lovely day, everyone.